Welcome to today's awesome assembly. We are going to think about firefighters and doctors and artists. What good are they in the current situation? Hey Badger? Well, watch this video and find out.
Thank you, Mr. Badger, but you're not a fireman. But it's quite good to water the garden. Uh-oh, you started a flood. One of my neighbours put some rhubarb out for passers-by. Isn't that kind of her? We can be kind to people by giving them flowers, but these look a bit dead now, don't they? Put out some water for a dog, or raise money for a charity by taking part as a snail trail. Badger, what are you doing? This poster says, one kind word can change someone's entire day. And we can do that, can't we, Mr. Badger? That's how we can love one another, by sharing kind words. I think shopkeepers and shop workers are showing lots of compassion and working hard in difficult circumstances. We can be grateful, as are people who deliver food to grandparents and put the food on the doorstep if they're in isolation. How kind.
There's lots of people who are working really hard for others at the moment. And that includes, of course, people who are working in school. Things are very different, and many are working throughout the Easter holidays as well. And the next song is based on a poem written by one of my teaching assistants, Mrs. Harrison. So thank you, Mrs. Harrison, for a great song. I hope you don't mind, but I've tried to sing it. School is still open, staff are still there, doing our jobs because we all care. Our roles have all changed, yes they have. Things are not quite the same, no they're not. Protecting the kids is the name of the game. Woo! That's our job now. The school must be clean and bacteria free to keep the kids safe from the germs we can see. The school must be clean and bacteria free to keep the kids safe from the germs we can't see. With a mop and a bucket, rubber gloves are a must. We work around the school, removing the dust, disinfecting and wiping, cleaning the slides, scrubbing the toilets until they shine. This is really hard work. School is still open, staff are still there, doing the jobs because we all care. Yeah. Oh, I think I need to practice the piano a bit more. We love to have the fire engine here and for the children to have a go of the hose. Isn't that fantastic? Look at them having fun. Reception class have been learning about firefighters, and they had a fire engine that came to visit the school quite recently. Wouldn't it be great if I could talk to a real fireman?
Hi, I'm Mr. Etherton's sister, and my job is a firefighter. And this is where I am at my fire station. So I'm just about to start my shift, so I'm just going to go and show you inside and see what we can find.
I'm so proud of you, my little sister, being a firefighter. What a great job you are doing.
So this is the fire engine, and it's got all our equipment on it, and it's all stocked up ready to go if we get an incident. So I'm going to get in the cab. And this is where I sit if I'm in charge. So this is the front seat, and the driver sits there. And then all the firefighters sit in the back, and in the front I've got my sat nav, and I've got my radio up here, and I've got my computer, and that tells me everything I need to know when I'm going to an incident, what sort of incident it is, where it is, what other fire engines are going, who's in trouble. So it gives me all the information. I can also ask on the radio if there's any other information that I need or they've got, and any messages that I send to our control centre I send via the radio when I get to the incident. So this is where I sit. I'm in charge of the crew in the back, and the driver then drives me there and hopefully gets me there safely. So this is the back of the fire engine, and this is where all the firefighters sit. We've got 1 seat, 2 seat, 3 seat, and these are breathing apparatus sets. 1, 2, and then there's 2 there. And this is where we keep all our kit and all our masks. And the breathing apparatus set is a set you wear on your back to make sure that you're safe when you go in a fire, or anything that is dangerous, smoke or toxic fumes. You put that on your back, and it enables you to breathe nice clean air so that you can go and rescue people or go and put fires out. Hi, so at the fire station we've got a lot of really heavy equipment, and we need to train to make sure we're safe and that we're strong and we're fit, otherwise we'll hurt ourselves. So this is our gym. We've got loads and loads of equipment, which is lovely. This is our kit room. This is where we keep all our kit that we use, and as you can see there's rows and rows of kit for all the different watches and all the different people. So at a fire station on this one, it's run 24 hours a day, and you've got 4 watches. You've got red, green, white and blue. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning, so red are here and they've done the night shift, and I'm going to start, and I'm on white and I start in the morning. Hi, so this is me and my kit. This is my helmet, and you can see there's stripes on it, which means I'm a crew manager, which means I can be in charge of the crew. So this is my tunic, my leggings and my boots, and I've got my gloves here. We've also got a lovely new high-vis jacket. So the high-vis jacket is this, and we can wear that instead of this big heavy jacket in case we go to road traffic accidents. So that's me. I'm just about to start my shift, so I better go and see what the day entails. So I love my job, and it's really varied, and at the moment it's going to be really busy because we're helping the ambulance service, and we're helping to rescue people and do whatever we can in this time where the NHS are really busy. So off I go, and hopefully if any of you want to become firefighters, you don't have to be a boy. Girls do it too.
Now, my sister Pen is a doctor, and she wasn't able to speak to us directly, but she sent me this message, so let me read it out to you. Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Penny, and I'm Mr. Etherton's sister. I'm helping the poorly people who live in Geneva, Switzerland. My job is to talk to people who might have the coronavirus. I find out what symptoms they have, like a cough or a fever or a headache, and I then take their temperature, listen to their heart and lungs with a stethoscope, and take a look in their ears and throat. If I think they might have caught the coronavirus, I do a special test on them to see if they do or not. First, I slide a swab that looks like a long thin straw with a blob of cotton wool on the end into their nose and tickle the back of it. Then I take a second long cotton bud and ask them to open their mouth as wide as a hippopotamus. I then tickle the back of their throat with that one. It isn't very nice when I do this, but it doesn't hurt and it finishes very quickly.
But before I do any of this, I must put on my personal protective equipment, PPE. This means special clothes that stop any coronavirus from my patient from infecting me. And also it helps any germs that I might have on my body from infecting them. So what do I wear? I tie my hair back and put on a charlotte, which is a type of soft hat. I put on some clear plastic glasses to stop any coughs and sneezes from landing in my eyes. I put on this thick mask that stops me breathing in any germs. It is not very comfortable. I get a bit hot and itchy under the mask, and it also smells a bit rubbery. I wear this yellow gown that ties around the back of my neck and waist to protect my body and skin. I wear a pair of blue gloves to keep my hands clean and tape them round my wrist to stop any gaps of skin showing. Lastly, I cover my shoes with blue plastic overshoes to stop me spreading any germs around the floor. Well, I'm really proud of you, Pen, for helping people who might be a bit poorly. Well done.
Now my third sister is not a key worker. She runs a cafe and she decorated her front door in support of the NHS. But she's also an artist and she painted this picture of a doctor and a sign that says beep for our blue light services. Here she is looking at the painting that she has put on the seafront. But do you recognise what the painting used to be? Yes, it was a chef who was holding up a piece of pizza. And look, she's repainted it so it's a doctor in recognition of all that the NHS and other key workers do. Many children have been drawing and painting rainbows as a sign of hope. And one of our Christian values is compassion. And we are so grateful for the key workers who are showing compassion and God's love.
Compassion. Help each other with your troubles. When you do this, you truly obey the law of Christ. Galatians chapter 6, verse 2.
At the Last Supper, Jesus' commandment to his disciples was to love one another as I have loved you. To help us think about that a little bit more, I'm going to read you a poem about love. A Gift from God by John Reed. Love cannot be described. It has no shape. It has no form. Love is not an object. Love does not conform. Love enters our lives the moment we are born, from the cradle to the grave. Love is in everyone. Love burns like a candle that sometimes flickers, but never dies. Love may be invisible, although it's right before your eyes. Love is all around you. There's plenty of it to spare. You cannot see or touch it, but love is everywhere. Love is the greatest power, and yet it is so small. Love is a gift from God to be shared amongst us all.
Thanks, Miss Wing. Coming up soon, Mr. Badger makes some concrete and watched it go round and round and round and round. And we've got lots of chocolate coming up. Yum, yum, yum. Don't lick it, Mr. Etherton. It's really nice. And Mr. Badger, what are you doing running on top of a cement mixer? It's all coming soon.